Hey there guys, back at it again with another video. Today I'm going to be going over how to do pull-ups for rock climbers. So there's many different attributes you might be trying to train when you're doing pull-ups, but for us as climbers, we're obviously trying to train to be able to pull on the holds better, to have more pulling strength so we can do better lock-offs, have more dynamic pulls when we're have faster, stronger pulls when we're on the wall. So we have to do pull-ups a little bit differently than someone who's looking for, say, hypertrophy or just going for chin over the bar pull-up strength. So the first big difference is full range of motion. So I'll be showing a video here that shows what you should be doing. A lot of people only go till their chin is above the bar, but I personally aim for like the top of my sternum. If you can't do more than like 5 reps to the top of your sternum, you might move it a little higher, but you want to get your chin well above the bar and fully also at the bottom. So that's more towards the top range of motion, but you want to fully extend your elbow every rep. You don't want to be half repping because when you're rock climbing, you're not starting your pulls with your arms half bent most of the time. Most of the time you're below a hold and you're doing a full pull to get as high as you can. So another big thing is consistency. So just like training the strength movement, you want this pull-ups are an accessory to climbing. They are not a skill in themselves that we are trying as climbers to improve. You're not going to the gym so you can do as many pull-ups. You're going to the gym so you can be the best climber. So treat the pull-up as a strength movement. Use it as a tool. Pick a spot to touch on your chest and touch it every time. I would much rather you go to your chin every time and go exactly to your chin, and when you can't go to your chin, you stop, as opposed to going to your chest and then next rep you can barely get over your chin, and next rep you don't even have your chin over the bar, because that's like doing a back squat and like doing 200 pounds, and then the next rep you're doing 180, and then the next rep you're doing 160, because you need to train. Like, you can't have a training regimen if your reps aren't the same. So that also includes missed touches as failed reps. So that's a big thing. A lot of people, like, if you failed a rep on bench press, you wouldn't think, oh, I was almost there or something like that. I mean, that's what you think, but like, you wouldn't count that as being done. In the same way, if you're doing pull-ups and you almost get to your spot, but you don't, that is a failed rep. That shows you're training too intensely and you need to bring down the load so that you can do every rep. Kipping is another big thing. It's basically the same thing as not going high enough on the bar, but you're reducing the amount of strength you have to have, which we're focusing on building strength in pull-ups. So don't kip. I'll show a video of what not to do. And again, in climbing, we're training to be the best at climbing. So when you're kipping on the wall to get higher, you're doing that so you're better at climbing. But when you're doing pull-ups, your kipping doesn't improve how much strength you're using. So don't do it. Stay consistent every rep. There's a place for kipping, but it's not in strength movements. Another thing you really need to think about is how you're climbing and how that affects how many reps you're going to be trying to do. So if you boulder and you can do 10 pull-ups, doing 10 pull-ups over and over is not going to lead to strength gains in the way that you want. So yeah, you might be able to do more and more pull-ups. Maybe you get to 12, maybe you get to 14, but are you going to be getting stronger and getting more explosive? No. You need to add weight to your pull-ups and keep your pull-ups in the 3 to 5 rep range, so that you can actually benefit. Because when you're going up a bouldering wall, like, the amount of times you're really doing like a hard pull-up, unless it's like a super juggy campusy route, is not going to be more than like 3 times or so, probably. So you want to keep your pull-ups in that range so that you can be strong, explosive, and not just endurant. On the opposite note, if you're a top rope and lead climber, you're going to want to stay in higher rep ranges to work your lactic acid system and cardiovascular system. You wouldn't do 3 to 5 pull-ups because having really strong strength is not going to help you be more endurant when you're going up or out. And another big thing is most people probably can't do 10 good strict pull-ups. If you can't do that, you should probably consider using assistance so that you can do that and fatigue yourself for more endurant rep ranges. So another thing, think about your tempo in your pull-ups. You want to be pretty explosive because when you're climbing, it's not a slow, you don't want to be moving at like the same pace throughout each rep. You want to, when you're climbing, what you're doing is, you're pulling, you're getting to a point of weightlessness so that you can reach your other arm up. If you're doing a pull-up, you want to do the exact same thing. You want to pull really hard and then get to once you're at the top range of motion, you're going to be weaker. It's just kind of how it is. You're going to be stronger at the bottom and weaker at the top. But if you can get the momentum to carry you through that top range of motion, it's going to transfer over a lot to when you're on the wall rock climbing. And then just a final minor thing is think about your grip on the bar. So this is more of like an anecdotal thing, just personally that I think makes a difference. A lot of people will, grab under the bar with their thumb, wrap it around. But if you think about when you're on the wall, your thumb's not wrapped around the bottom of the holds. Your thumb is in the same plane as your fingers. Very few holds, like maybe pinches, but that's a completely different hand thing than what we're training. We're training our lats mostly to be better at pulling. So you want to train in the same angle that you're going to be on the wall with. So I would recommend it. This probably doesn't make a very big difference, but I would recommend you put your thumb on the same side as your fingers. That way you're just in a better position. It's kind of similar to if you've ever bench pressed, people will use suicide grip because it can help them push more because their hand's more in line with the pushing motion. It's the same thing. Having the pulling parallel is going to have better transfer over to when you're on the wall. So thanks for this presentation. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it and subscribe if you like the content. Have a good day.